Yep, it is now. It is now. Yep.
Hey, we are live in living color, baby. We are Meet the Shoe.
Thank
And
you for tuning in for another
yes,
episode.
come on in, everyone. Come on in. If you not have subscribed yet, please subscribe, like, and share our content. We talk about different things every week. And if you have anything that you want us to talk about, please leave a comment and let us know what you want to hear, because we're open books.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're here for prison politics and entertainment.
Yes.
So if you got stories about prison politics and entertainment, they could be funny.
Yeah.
They could be heartfelt. They might help somebody. Yeah. Come on in, send us an email, get you on the show.
Please be a guest with us.
So today, the guy, Daryl Brooks was found guilty for first-degree murder. He killed 6 people and injured others, and he decided to defend himself. He fired his attorney, and he was like, he had argued with the judge and was going back and forth with the family members. He didn't have no sympathy for the victims, stating that what did you find out, that he got into it with a girlfriend?
So his story was that he had a couple different points he was coming at, but what stuck out to me is he was talking about, I guess he got into an argument with his girlfriend or something like that, and he just jumped in his car upset. It was not meant to be any kind of hate crime, or he was trying to run over people on purpose.
Okay.
So I'm assuming he was just in a deranged mentality at the time, and he jumped in his car and ran into some people.
He mowed them down. Isn't that what he did? They said that he mowed them
well,
down. So it was
like he ran right into them. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know. We're assuming it's intentional because he ran into him instead of stopping, or you know what I mean. When you see you about to run into a crowd, you'll stop real fast, real hard. But he kept going.
Right.
And I don't understand why the judge did not even just deem him to get a mental kind of evaluation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And what's funny is, I hate to say it, black and white thing, but if it was someone else, you know, beside him, he would have gotten forced to do a mental evaluation just to see where his head is at before going through trial here. Right. And it's a lot for a person that's with most of their wits and know about the law, a little bit about the law and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of a person like that to even go through trial and try to represent themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's really sad to me that the justice system lets stuff like this go on, letting people represent themselves, especially they have no aware of the law, haven't even been in the law library before, or pre-prepped before. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times you can, in jail, they can tell if a person been in a law library, get books and stuff, because you're going to check books out and stuff like that, just to be prepared to represent yourself in a good way, in a way that you feel that will help you in your presentations. And he didn't have anything like that. It was just straight like a ghetto argument. You know, it was like a debate, a grade school debate.
Right. He was arguing. He was arguing with the judge. He was arguing with the family, trying to prove his point and he was asking them questions when he was giving his presentation to defend himself. That didn't make any sense to me. No. I thought that even if you want to defend yourself in a court of law, that you still have to know what you're talking about. Exactly. You have to present. He had to present his argument to the prosecutor, though. he had paperwork where he presented the arguments that he was going to state and the facts that he was going to state along the lines of him not being guilty, right? Trying to prove that he wasn't guilty when, I mean, he ran down kids, an 8-year-old boy, a group members of the dancing granny. It was a bunch of them out there, you know, during the parade. He had mowed them down too. So it's just like prior to the incident, though, like you said, I don't understand why they didn't deem him to have a mental health issue, or, you know, he should have been on some type of medication, because he was actually out on bond of $1,000 bond due to a domestic violence case he had with his baby mom. A week prior to the incident. So if he was already going through problems, they're not cutting him that, though. They're not saying that. They're saying that he was fully aware of what he done. And that they didn't see him, his evaluation that they gave him is that if he can represent himself, then he wasn't crazy during the time that he ran those people over during the parade.
I don't know. Well, they did convict him of all 76 counts.
Yeah, and he was saying that they were lying about him during the trial to make him more guilty than he was. And the reason why that's just weird to me is because you drove your car through a crowd of people, regardless of the fact. That doesn't seem as though, it seems as though you're fully aware of what you've done. It looks that way. You know, he could have been, you know, crazy at the moment for whatever he was going through, but to go and harm innocent people in a parade, that seemed intentional to me. Now, he had an attorney, and he was saying that he was only going like 30 or 40 miles per hour, but that's still enough to kill.
Exactly, it is. 10 miles is enough. So 5 miles is enough to kill.
Right, you know? Especially if you're rolling over people, you know.
Yeah.
And he didn't want them to call him by his name. Daryl Brooks isn't his name, is what he stated, and that he's insane. And then he withdrew. The public defender withdrew the insanity plea. So that's what I'm saying. At some point, he didn't seem to be like he was crazy. Like they felt that he did it, you know, intentional.
Wow.
Yeah. But so the story that you have with the woman that was in Texas, can you tell the viewers about that? What happened there?
Well, from the information I've researched, it's a Texas woman. She's in her 40s. Zakaya, whatever her name is. She has a lot of other kids besides these twins. The twins are like 15, 16 years old, a boy and a girl. And they escaped from being abused. They somehow they were handcuffed in the laundry room, forced to have pee and poop on themselves. They had handcuff bruises around their, you know, arms. Just a really sad story. They did get away and ran to neighbors' house. Various neighbors, some of them wouldn't open their doors. One kind family did, woman. She opened her door and she seen that they didn't look good. They were fatigued looking. She immediately gave them warm clothes, blanket, and fed them and called the police. The police arrived at the home and took their interview and took them in to see what was going on. At that time, the mother already knew. She's seen the kids escaped from the basement. So what she did was pack herself up and her other kids, which she has a 27-year-old boyfriend as well, packed her family up and proceeded to Louisiana.
Okay.
And that's where the police apprehended them in Louisiana.
Now, was she from Louisiana?
I'm assuming she was, because she has cases there of abuse with other children.
Yeah, I'm
So
looking at those marks on the kids' arms. Is just ooh, they're
yes.
really bad. It looked like someone took a saw and
Oh
just like went over their wrists, right?
yes,
And
yes,
so that they're consistent of circles going around their wrists, right?
yes,
And it's real dry. And then they're so small. Their hands don't even look 16. They look like 6.
yeah.
They don't even look
She
like
she didn't feed them or anything. The only way she'll feed them if they didn't make any noise downstairs, and that was probably once every other day. The kids said it was horrible. She would cook food, just tease them and feed the other smaller children. But this not the first time she's ever done that. She had a case, child protection case on her back where she's from,
right.
and one child went in, had burns on his hands in private spots,
Wow.
feet in private spots.
Mm,
And where do you draw the line? I know child protection always want to place the child back with the parent,
right.
right? But
Hmm.
where do you draw the line as of abuse, especially when this child had burns on the feet and penis? That
Right.
child should never been back with her or
Ever.
any kids
No.
after that. You know what I'm saying? Because it shows that she's abusing them to a point that she can kill them.
Right. Definitely.
You
Yeah.
know?
And the little girl said that, well, the teenager said that they were made to drink water from the washing machine. So they're drinking dirty water,
Jesus.
beaten with rods, metal rods, and extension cords.
Oh my goodness.
And so I'm just shocked that right now they're still alive.
Yeah.
That's a blessing that they're still alive to be able to even talk about or tell what's going on.
You know, it was a
Um,
godsend because the little boy found a key. It was an extra key. And I guess one of them may have dropped the key as they, when they kind of take him loose or put him back on their arm or tighten it or whatever. He found the extra key and he just put it in his mouth. And
wow,
once everybody left, he got a
he
yeah,
got away.
yeah.
That was God. That was the grace of God
Yes,
because
it
these
was.
kids, these
Yes.
kids are not no, they're teenagers and they don't look anything like teenagers. They look like 6-year-olds. They're
Right.
16, but they look like they're 6. That's how little they are. That's how little their hands are. Like, they've been placed into foster care, but
Yeah.
that's even scary because now it's like now you would think in the next 2 years, I hope they're placed in a proper home of because in the system we hear all the horror stories all the time about
Oh
kids
yeah.
being abused in the
Mhm.
system and how foster homes aren't even safe, right? So I'm hoping that all of the abuse that has happened to them, that they'll be able to be, you know, coerced into this is how you are, coming into an adult. Here's some resources over here, get you some therapy. We're going to show you how to take care of yourself. So when it's time for, in a couple of years for them to be off on their own, they'll be able to properly do that.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing that, they were she's been their mom for 16 years.
But you know
So this
what?
abuse did not just start with this new
No.
boyfriend that's
No.
27 years old.
It started they said the same twins were abused back in Baton Rouge 10 years ago.
So this little boy that took off was the same little
I
boy
don't
that she got.
I think so. The twins, she
Okay.
got a boy and a girl twins.
Okay.
Those two were abused in Baton Rouge. This
Wow.
just came out last yesterday. And yeah, it's sad.
Oh yeah, it says it's right here. It says the 10 years ago, the 5-year-old son was taken to the hospital with burns on his genital. and his feet and his butt.
Yeah.
So the fact that you know, they even allowed her to get her kids back, I never knew that. I never knew that they give the kids back to their abuser, mother, father, or not, you know. I know that, like you said, it's important that they want to be at home, but
Yeah.
it's it really takes the family to step up and say, no, don't send them back over there, because you never know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you never know exactly what somebody is doing. How you know you sorry? You say you sorry, but how do you know? You know?
She scarred a 3-year-old. On the buttocks in 2010. She has a slew of abuse complaints where how the hell she get her kids back?
Yeah. I mean, I think she moved to the next state. What was she doing? Did they show what she does for money? Cause I seen on one of the TikToks that a guy that lived across the street, and they lived in a very nice neighborhood, upper scale. They snuck and moved in at night. They barely seen them outside.
Really?
They barely seen them. They barely seen them outside. They never saw those twins.
Wow.
They saw those other kids, but they didn't see the twins. And they said that somebody else in the neighborhood called the police. So they had went to a couple of doors.
Yeah.
A couple people wasn't letting them in because of what they look like. They were, you know, scared, because nowadays people be pulling, you know, games, knocking at the door. Oh,
Yes.
can you help me? Oh, I need you to act, you know,
And rob you
it's
or
like,
something.
no,
Yeah.
and rob you. Yeah. So,
This
a
is
lot
so
of people
sad.
do
I'm
that.
thinking she probably was, if she had a lot of followers on TikTok and stuff, it looked like she was on there a lot with the younger kids.
Oh, so she has a following.
She has social media, yeah.
Okay. So with her having social media following, somebody knew her. Somebody was personalized with her.
Right.
Doesn't mean that they knew that she was being abusive to her kids at all,
Right.
but when that came up, I'm pretty sure it wasn't a surprise at all.
No, it wasn't. Yeah. Oh my God. So yeah, that's really sad. And if y'all see any abuse, just report it. Especially if you see a lot of scars on a child, arms or back or anything like that. Sometimes they're crying. They want to cry for help, but they don't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because of they go back home.
Yeah.
And it gets worse. So when you steadily take your kids steadily going back to the same abuser, it's like, I'm not gonna say anything no more, because it's gonna get worse every time I come back home.
Yeah, it's no help. You don't have any help. Like, where else would they run to? If they would have told the police or told the teacher, they're being sent right back home. Yeah. You're being sent right back in the spot where you're being abused and disrespected. So, I mean, that's not gonna help, because you know, if you're already getting bleach and burns and dirty water drinking and all of that, you know what I'm saying, all of that abuse, then you know it's gonna be even worse if you get away with, you know, you get away.
Yeah.
You tell, and then you got to go back home. That's like, I don't understand that. But maybe we need to have somebody on that's in the system.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
With child protection, a child protection worker, because I need to understand, why do you send the child back home, mother, father, or not?
Right.
And then this 27-year-old that she clearly, he was old enough to be her own son.
Right.
If she's over 40, she was 41 and he was 20. They say 26, but he, you know, regardless of the fact, they're old enough. She's old enough to be his mom.
Yes, she is. And he allowed her, let her abuse the kids like that. Come on now, and it's her. When I think about it, she's the problem,
right?
Not him. Because if you've been doing this 10 years, that boy was what, 17, 16. So I know he wasn't in the picture at 16, 17 years old. You've been doing this kind of behavior, abuse towards your kids, and probably abusing your man too. That's why you mess around with somebody younger.
And And then they said on her social media she tried to be slick and put in May of 2021, she published a photo of her youngest son stating, "Congratulations to my baby boy Nicholas on his accomplishment this year in school. I'm so proud of you."
Oh wow. Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm
how old
saying.
was he?
Sneaky.
How old is he?
And he also had bruises on his buttocks. Her 10-year-old son.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I don't know. I think
That's
that
sad.
the guy that she was dating, was okay with it because he probably felt like, well, hey, they ain't my kids. If she been doing it, then she
Yeah.
had to be paying them or something. Something was going on to where he stuck and stay.
Right.
Or she just figured out he was just as sick as her.
Yeah, and didn't have no place to
He
go
was
or
just
something.
riding her. He ain't have no place to go.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he gonna have a place to go now because he gonna be right in the jail cell, right on the other.
Yeah, because they named him in the abuse as well. Yep, accomplice in the abuse as well. And then also he fled.
Yeah.
He fled with her. So if he fled with her, then he's just as guilty because you've been watching her. You went sat there and watched her yell and holler and scream at them kids.
Yes. Yes, you did.
Yeah. But the next story is an Amazon worker.
Oh my God, yes. Be careful of you got to watch your surroundings. Point blank.
What happened with the Amazon worker?
Well, the Amazon worker, he was going to deliver packages. He left his car. You leave your truck running with the lights flashing and the lights on and the lights flashing in the car or whatever. And the van was still running. And a neighbor noticed it was running for like 2 hours and called the police. So when the police arrived to the house where they was dropping the packages off, they found his body laying in the yard.
Wow.
And they say, just looking at him, it was from dog bites.
Dog bites?
Yeah. It was 2 dogs that may have bitten him, a Maltese or something, and a German Shepherd.
Okay.
They say they're vicious dogs. The dogs were kind of mean and aggressive when they come to check the area.
Okay.
But they're not for sure if that's what killed him were the dog inflicted bites.
Okay.
So I don't know. Did he go to drop off mail and the person that lives there may have killed him? Or did he die from the natural causes? Maybe he had a heart attack or something like that and fell out and then the dogs bit him? We will not know, but this would be a great update to check up on because that is so kind of weird that.
Right.
I mean, where could a dog bite you? And they're not saying where the bite marks are.
Okay.
That that will for sure take you out. Usually, around this area, the neck area, maybe they bite somewhere in the leg where it's an main artery where you bleed out or something. I don't know. But it's really sad to have, you working a job and you go to your job and you just die doing your job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They never said how old the guy was. It's in Missouri.
Right.
And his ethnicity or age. They did not release the name or anything.
Right. There was another Amazon worker that died on a construction site for Amazon. He was 23 years old, Richmond man. He died on the site. They're not saying it's like they're these people when they pass away in these big corporations, usually they don't want you to know that because it scares people, especially right now, being as though Amazon is doing a really big hiring, right?
Right.
All these companies are preparing for the Black Fridays and for their Christmas, right? So being as though that would put a negative effect on the company as a whole. So that's probably why they're not releasing a lot of information.
Right.
That they don't want you to even talk about that. The delivery driver dead, delivery driver hurt.
They don't want,
It puts it puts a really bad stigma on it.
Well, those jobs like that are really high risk anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because you're dealing with the public. You're carrying heavy material, you know what I'm saying? Heavy stuff. People may rob you, steal from you, you know what I'm saying? Or hijack the truck. That's a high risk job. That's driving one of those brink trucks, So,
right.
But people know not to run up on a brink truck, you know what I'm saying? Because they're fully equipped with guns.
Right.
So they ready for the hold down.
They said that they did a research on the dogs to see if they had done anything like that before, right? If they had killed anyone before, but no. So I don't know what that's the thing about being a delivery driver. If you know that your person is coming to deliver to your house and you have dogs, just naturally as a person, you should make sure that your dogs are up.
Yes.
So nobody wouldn't kill the driver. I mean, you want your package, don't you?
Okay, right.
You want your package. So if you want your package, you got to make sure that, you got to make sure that the person is safe to get it to you. I remember I was riding with someone that I used to deal with, and he was an Amazon driver. We were out in a real, upper scale area. And it started getting dark.
Okay.
So I would do the order fulfill it, by us going from way out to come back into the city. You have 4 hours to do it.
Oh, okay.
And this Amazon Flex, you have 4 hours to do the job. So it started getting dark at the end of the end of the route. You never want to go and return the package back to Amazon. You want to always make sure that they answer the door. Otherwise, you got to go return it back. And then it goes into somebody. You could put it on to somebody else. But still, that takes away, I think you get an attempt pay, but you didn't complete that.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of times by that, I'm seeing that Amazon truck, he probably saw the dogs and probably thought that he could get around it, because he, obviously, when you're going into dog danger, I don't care how bad you like animals or whatever, you are not, and you don't know the dog, you're not going to, willingly want to go up to them. And especially if they're vicious or watchdogs, you're like, oh, So he didn't want to return that package. And it ended up costing him his life. That's all that was. I can't see him walking into, could have, right? But I can't see him just walking into danger over a package. Because, honey, that would have been right back at Amazon building.
Okay, for real, for sure. Okay, my goodness.
Yeah, it definitely would have. Sure. Well, I wanted to end this on today. I know the past 2 weeks we've been talking about Kanye, but he's really big in the news because of the Adidas dropping him, right? But as of like 4 hours ago, the Yeezys aren't publicly available, right?
Right.
All the merchandise that they have, though, they have to pay him. They're his. Yes. He is 100% owner of his product.
Right.
The name is his Yeezy, right? And he's 100% owned, and they can't use the trademarks. Now, what they're saying is, their argument is that he only owns the Yeezy slides.
No.
Right. That design is all his, but he owns the name. So the argument is that they want to sell all of these Yeezy products without the word Yeezy on it. They're not. Then they're fake. They're fake. They're fake, right?
Yeah, they're fake.
Because think about this. Just realistically, before Kanye was, blown up, was your first choice Adidas?
No. Not at all. And you look, but you know what? And their numbers showed that their numbers were so low.
Yeah,
He brought them
yeah,
up. So
yeah.
their stocks has gone down as well.
Oh
It
yeah, it's
has
big
gone down
time now.
drastically.
It's big time gone down now.
But you know what? It was going down when P. Diddy, remember last month, said, "Don't buy no Adidas. Stop buying Adidas. We're gonna back Yeezy up." Because he has the lawsuit against them anyway, in
Right,
the beginning. So
right.
their stocks was going down then too.
Yeah,
Now it's drastically has dropped by a large
right.
percentage. So, Adidas, what y'all gonna do?
Yeah, no,
You should have kept them.
here's the thing too. He said that the fashion designers are inviting him to their shows. They were inviting him to their shows just to say he was coming to the show, and then right after announcing that they're severing ties. Like they're using him.
Yeah.
They're using him for the power that he has, all the support
Mm-hmm.
to get the attention, to get you to support what they're doing than to say you drop. It's like everybody's jumping on this bandwagon that I'm going to drop you for freedom of speech. Like,
right. But you know what? What's confusing to me? Remember when he was saying, black, it was a choice. Being slavery was a choice
yeah,
at the
yeah.
beginning, and Adidas was like, "Well, we're still backing him up. It's a freedom of speech, and da da da. Or why y'all ain't do this in this case?"
His same point of what he said on Drink Champs, just what you just said, is a fact. You didn't back him up when he said slavery was a choice. You didn't back him up when he said George Floyd died from fentanyl, right?
Yeah.
But you go against him and you back up what you back the Jews up off of what he said against them.
Yeah.
And every single day, like he said, kill a nigga, shoot a nigga, fuck a nigga,
Yeah.
right? And all that music you own.
Yeah.
But you own Yeezy part of you own some of Yeezy, and you don't back me off of what I'm saying about you,
Right. Yeah.
right? They own so much stuff in the United States. He's not lying about anything when it comes to what they own and what they
Yeah.
control over
Yeah.
Black people.
People. Yeah. He
I
did tell me
mean,
about that. He's
not
not
to
lying.
say the way that he said it and the things that he said are disrespectful,
Yeah.
but he's okay with the consequence with what's coming with it. So we have to be as well.
Yeah.
It's just weird that everybody is supporting that,
Yeah,
but
they are. Yeah. But they didn't support
black
what he
people's
said.
dying on every
Corner.
single corner and platform daily, and you're not backing anything. So what he's saying is right.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
proved him right. All
Mm-hmm.
these people dropping them,
Okay.
but you're gonna want to spend the block on them. Once you see people supporting him, and once you see he's not gonna fall down, I don't care what nobody says. Okay, you're not the billionaire that you say, but how do you know that? He doesn't have, like he said, he doesn't have the Jewish attorneys anymore. When he changed all of that, when
Yeah.
they were picking his projects he was gonna take. They was
Yeah.
picking the concerts he was gonna do. When they were in control of all of that, he
Mm-hmm.
was failing. As soon as
Yeah.
he eliminated them, that's when he rose up.
Yeah.
So he's making a lot of sense now
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
his reasons of why he made those statements.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said, we're not talking the whole Jewish community, but whoever he's dealing with, because he still hasn't named anybody.
Right.
He still
No.
hasn't named not one person.
No. Mm-mm. But you know
So
what?
shall they give it up for
You
the
know,
sponsors, I was gonna say.
I know, right? I think he has something up his sleeve. I think he's gonna do something good, and I
Right.
think everybody should still, you know what I'm saying. He speak blunt. Sometimes he might say something out the way that it may be the way he said it should have been said something differently. It should have been
Yeah.
said differently instead of so blunt and cut like he is. But
Yeah.
it's like you said, it's showing right now. All them dropped them, but I'm
Yeah.
quite sure all he has to do is find him a marketer and a manufacturer
Exactly.
and put them shoes on Yeezy's website line and let us crash that motherfucker because we bought so
Right.
much.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's gonna come back with, it's too many other companies that's contacting him right now and say, I'll work with you. I'll work with you. I'll work, it's plenty of people that's contacting him. His phone ain't dry. You better know that.
Oh,
You
Nike
don't
might
get
Nike might come through the back door and get him.
exactly. You can't, there's definitely no way on this earth you can make 11 billion and nobody wants to deal with you. Somebody's coming to get you. Somebody's coming to do that business with you because you already know the key to success.
Yep. And everybody should the people around him should back him up. Say support him no matter what no matter what we gonna support our brother.
Yeah. He's doing podcasts like a mug all day.
Let's call him. Hey, he get on our shoe.
Right. Exactly. He's doing major podcasts constantly.
Okay. Thank you guys for listening. Support our sponsors. You get the best shampoo and conditioner and growth products from Cashmere Lux Hair Products. It's www.cashmereluxhairsalon.com. We have our waist shapers, activewear, waist wraps. Order that from www.bossedupbeauties.com. And we have the Lena Beans
Organic Plus body butter, sugar scrub, and beard juice. www.lenasbodybutterplus.com.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.